Hello, everyone. Welcome to OpenVPN ConnectedCon 2025. We have an exciting lineup for you today, and we'll be kicking things off with our keynote shortly. Before we dive in, just a few quick housekeeping items. If you need live support, we are ready. Join one of our live support rooms anytime today until 4:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Between sessions, we also encourage you to check out our free resources in the lobby, network with other attendees, shop for OpenVPN merch, or take our quick surveys. Our chat will be open all day as well. These sessions are intended to be interactive, so feel free to use the session chats, take quick polls and surveys in the sessions, and ask us your burning questions in the Q&As. Now let's dive in.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining us at ConnectedCon. It is a privilege to be here. I want to start with some context. The world in which I was brought up shaped my life and my work in a profound way. Some of you may not know this, but I grew up under Saddam Hussein's regime in Iraq. It was a place where security didn't really exist, where surveillance was constant, where even speaking your mind could literally put your life at risk. In my 20s, I escaped. I lived in Sweden before eventually moving to the United States. I helped grow several businesses before founding OpenVPN. And all of those experiences are part of the reason I was drawn to OpenVPN protocol in the first place. I know from firsthand experience that security is essential for building a business that can last. And that's what OpenVPN provides. We are creating technologies that allow people to secure and protect the businesses they are building. That's you. And I'm so glad you're here. So when I talk about VPNs, when I talk about ZTNA, when I talk about modernization, it is not abstract to me. It's about making sure no one has to live without the security they need to build the business they dream of. Now, let's shift to the present. We are in 2025. Modernization is the theme of this event. And for good reason, we are living in a moment where change is happening faster than ever. The pandemic accelerated hybrid workforce by a decade. AI is rewriting entire industries. Cloud adoption is no longer optional. It is foundational. The perimeter is gone, and the threats are evolving just as quickly. Modernization is not just a buzzword, it's survival. And yet, when you say VPN in 2025, some people look at you like you are talking about a fax machine. VPNs are old, VPNs are legacy, VPNs are dead. Let me be very clear here. VPNs are not dead. VPNs are not going anywhere, but VPNs do need to evolve. My core message today is this: Zero Trust Network Access is not here to replace the VPN. It is here to help it grow up. It is about taking the reliable foundation of VPN, the secure encrypted tunnel, and layering on the intelligence and granular controls needed to face today's complex threats. So, Zero Trust is not the death of the VPN. Zero Trust is modernization of the VPN. Let's unpack that. For decades, the VPN has been backbone of secure connectivity. You had employees in branch offices, you had road warriors logging in from airports, you had contractors who needed access. The VPN was the tunnel, the bridge, the safe passageway, and it worked. But the world has changed. Now you have entire organizations that are hybrid by design. You have employees working from a dozen different countries. We do here at OpenVPN too. You have contractors, partners, third parties, all needing access. You have cloud services, SaaS applications, data centers spread across regions. Because of this, we're also facing an unprecedented wave of sophisticated attacks. Ransomware has become a business model. Insider threats are more common than ever. Malicious actors are exploiting every vulnerability, and they are not limiting themselves to just one part of your network. These threats, ransomware, phishing, insider threats, they don't care if your office has a firewall. This is why a traditional VPN on its own is no longer enough. The simple on or off access it provides, where a user either has full access to the network or not access at all, is a huge security risk. But the answer is not to abandon the VPN. The answer is to evolve it. That's where zero trust comes in. Zero trust says we don't assume trust just because you are on the network. We verify continuously. We look at the user, the device, the location, the posture, the context, and only then do we grant access, specific, limited access, not blanket access. In other words, VPN gave us the tunnel. ZTNA gives us the rules for who can use the tunnel, when, and how. So when I say ZTNA modernizes the VPN, that's what I mean. It is not a replacement, it's an evolution. So let's talk about what zero trust really is. It is not a single product you can buy off the shelf, although some vendors are claiming that. It is a security framework, a philosophy built on one fundamental principle: never trust, always verify. No matter where the user is or what device they are using, you must verify them and their device before granting any access to any application in your network. Zero trust is built on 4 core pillars. Verify identity, number one. Is this person truly who they say they are? Not just a password, but with multi-factor authentication, biometrics checks, and constant re-verification. 2, check device posture. Is the device they are using healthy? Does it have the least security patches? Is the firewall enabled? Is it free of malware? Number 3, enforce least privilege. Give user only the bare minimum access they need to do their job and nothing more. Number 4, segment everything. Break your network into small, isolated segments. This ensures that if a malicious actor gains access to one part of your network, they can't move laterally to breach other, more sensitive areas. Now, let me get specific, because at OpenVPN, we don't just talk about this, we build it. Take Access Server, our product. Many of you here already use it. It is a trusted solution, lightweight, easy to deploy, runs on your infrastructure, scales to your needs. With Access Server 3.0 we just released, which we introduced a completely revamped administrative web interface, integrated multi-factor authentication management, SAML login, streamlined cluster communication using secure REST API, and new token-based authentication methods for enhanced flexibility. That's modernization. That is ZTNA principle coming into the VPN you already rely on. But we didn't stop there. Let's talk about Cloud Connexa. This is our fully hosted service as a software as a service, or cloud as a service, I would say, It takes the same core security and flexibility you know from Access Server, but delivers it as managed cloud native solution. You don't have to worry about infrastructure. You don't have to worry about scaling. You don't have to worry about maintenance. You just connect securely anywhere, anytime. And we've been adding ZTNA capabilities directly into Cloud Connection. Device posture is one of my favorites. With device posture, you don't just ask, is this user allowed? You also ask, is this device compliant? Is the operating system updated? Is the antivirus running? Does it meet your policy standards? If not, access is denied. That is zero trust. That's modernization. Another big one, location context. With location context, you can create policies based on geographic location. If you want to allow logins only from the United States, you can. If you want to block certain high-risk regions, you can. If you want to apply different rules for employees in Germany versus contractors in India, you can. That is granular contextual access. That is zero trust. That's modernization. And let me add one more, clustering in Access Server. In the past, scaling VPNs was hard. You had to over-provision or risk downtime. With clustering, you can distribute Access Server nodes across multiple regions. If one goes down, the others pick up. It's reliable, it's fault tolerant, it's cost optimized. That is zero trust. That is modernization. So when we talk about modernization, it is not just a vision statement. It's here. It is a product you are already using. But let me zoom back out, because modernization is bigger than any single feature. It is about mindset. Modernization means moving from implicit trust to explicit verification. It means moving from on-prem only to hybrid and cloud native. It means moving from static defenses to adaptive policies. And modernization also means moving from complexity to simplicity. At OpenVPN, our mission is to make this modernization accessible, to make it affordable, to make it simple enough that a small business with no IT team can implement zero trust, and powerful enough that a global enterprise can scale it worldwide. And I want to emphasize that last point, simplicity, because let's be honest. The security industry loves complexity. Vendors love to sell you the next big thing. The platform that requires a team of 20 just to manage. But I believe the future belongs to solutions that are both powerful and simple. That's why we are investing not just in features, but in usabilities. That is why we build the new partners directory. So if you need help, you can find experts who know OpenVPN inside and out. That's why we focus on clean interfaces, clear policies, automation, because modernization is not just about adding more, it's about making things easier, faster, safer. Now, I want to address something that comes up a lot in conversations with business leaders like you. People ask, Francis, where does AI fit into all of this? I know you were waiting for this. And my answer is AI is both the challenge and the opportunity for our time. On the challenge side, attackers are already using AI to automate phishing, to generate malware, to probe networks faster than ever before. That's real. That's happening now. But on the opportunity side, AI gives us tools to defend smarter. At OpenVPN, we are exploring ways AI can help detect anomalies, flag suspicious logins, automate responses, but there is the key. AI is not a silver bullet. AI doesn't replace zero trust. AI doesn't replace VPN. AI augments them. It makes them stronger. In other words, the foundation matters. If you don't have strong authentication, if you don't have secure connectivity, if you don't have zero trust principle in place, AI won't save you. But if you do, AI becomes a force multiplier. I want to speak directly to the IT admins and security professionals in the audience. You don't need to rip and replace your existing infrastructure. You can modernize it. This is not about throwing away your years of investment and experience. It is about making it stronger, more intelligent, and ready for the future. This transition isn't as complicated as you might think. For example, let's consider a simple use case. You have remote employees who use your VPN to access the internal file server. Today, you give them VPN access and they have full and restricted access to the network. Tomorrow, you implement ZTNA principle on top of that. You add device posture, check to the VPN connection now. Now, if an employee's laptop has an outdated OS or disabled firewall, their connection will be automatically denied. This prevents a compromised device from ever entering your network. Next, you apply a principle of least privilege. You create access groups so that a user in a sales group can only access the sales database or sales applications. And user in finance can only access financial server. You're no longer granting them blanket access to everything on your network. Finally, you can use our VPN, OpenVPN Cloud Connexa platform to manage all of this from a single unified interface. You can layer identity-based access on top of your existing VPN deployment, segment your users, and enforce policies that apply not just to your private resources, but also to your SaaS applications, and even to the general internet traffic. This is the future of security. It is a modern approach that does not force you to abandon the tools and technologies you already trust. So my message to you today is this. Modernization is not about abandoning the past. It's about evolving it. VPN is not going anywhere. It is becoming stronger, smarter, more adaptive. ZTNA is the framework that ensures VPN keeps pace with the realities of today's world. And OpenVPN is here to lead that journey with you. That is the future I see, a future where VPN and ZTNA are not separate. They are integrated, they are complementary, they are modernized. Now, let me leave you with this. I told you at the beginning about my journey, about my escaping dictatorship, about finding freedom, about why security matters to me personally. Modernization is not just about technology. It's about values. It's about resilience. It's about making sure that in a world that's changing faster than ever, we don't lose sight of our vision, enabling innovation without sacrificing security. That's what OpenVPN stands for. That's what we are building, and that's what I invite you to join us in creating a modernized future where VPN and zero trust are not conflict, but in harmony. Thank you.